Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Fasten your seatbelts. This Skype goal bridge is probably going to be the most firework, explosive episode you've ever seen. I am gutted. I am absolutely gutted. I don't care if you support Arsenal, Chelsea, you've come here to wind us up from United. I don't care. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely on the floor. Picture the scene. 8:30 show tonight, Skype goal bridge, looking forward to it. You get a phone call about 7:30 from Drawty saying, you won't believe what Griezmann's just tweeted. He's basically just committed to Atletico Madrid. My heart hit my creme brulee. I am gutted. I am absolutely gutted. And for all those people who were saying at the start of the week, Griezmann's not coming, get back in your box and sit down, because there's only one reason this deal's not happening, and it's because of the transfer ban being upheld today by Atletico Madrid. If you said Griezmann wasn't coming yesterday or the day before or 2 weeks before because you're a glass half empty person, you're wrong. He was 100% coming to Manchester United, and this has been changed by this transfer ban being upheld today. It is absolutely gutting, and I don't know how you feel, because that's how you feel about Griezmann, but I'm absolutely gutted. A year ago, I was asked at this time, just before the start of the transfer window, what would your dream signing be? You've got Alex saying Neymar, you've got whoever saying Messi, Ronaldo, and I said Antoine Griezmann because he's 25 years of age. He'd fit us like a glove. I knew we weren't going to sign him a year ago, but a year later. In fact, this deal with Griezmann has been building up since last November. Last November, this deal has been building up. What an absolute clock tease. What an absolute joke. I am absolutely gutted by it, because ultimately, if you believe, and it's a big if, but I'll wear my heart on my sleeve and I'll say what I think. He's come out with a tweet saying, now more than ever, Atletico Madrid. Now more than ever, Atletico Madrid. Despite the last 6 months, you've been clock teasing us, you've been putting transfer requests in, you've been saying 6 out of 10, and now, at the last minute, you pull out like a bloody bottler. I am absolutely gutted. I wouldn't say I'm angry, I'm gutted. What I said last night, you know what, I retract it. You know this morally, the only way Griezmann's not going to come to Manchester United is if he morally feels that he can't let Atletico Madrid down because they've been so good to him and they can't sign players now. Well, I'm sorry. I think I was saying that from a position of that won't happen. I retract that now. Screw your morally, screw your loyalty to Atletico Madrid for two big reasons. One, they cheated. That's why they've got a transfer ban. It's their own bloody fault. Forget being morally loyal. They have cheated and they have got a transfer ban. They've not just won it in the lottery. Oh, Atletico Madrid, sorry, it's your year to have a transfer ban. They've got it because they cheated. And secondly, what about them? I don't give a damn about Atletico Madrid. I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't care about Atletico Madrid. I want what's best for Manchester United. I've got no time for what Griezmann thinks is moral for Atletico Madrid. The reality is you've been clock teasing us for 6 months, and now, at the last minute, you're saying, oh, I don't want to go. So all this stuff leaked by Manchester United that Griezmann's no longer a priority. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. Or we don't want a number 10 now because we need a replacement for Zlatan, who's been injured for 10 months. Nonsense. Our whole transfer strategy has been built up on Griezmann, and at the last minute he's pulled out because now more than ever I must stand by Atletico Madrid. Now more than ever I must bottle it. The biggest opportunity I'll probably get in my career. Number 7 shirt for Manchester United. David Beckham's your idol. Your brother loves Manchester United. Big, massive club, absolutely on a plate, and you turn it down to stick with ultimately what is the third best team in Spain. You're never going to win the league, you're never going to win the Champions League, and you've turned it down out of some moral obligation. And I'm sorry, if this is true, and you can still win it back by signing Manchester United, signing for United, and I love Griezmann, this is why I'm so gutted. Absolutely gutted by it. I am. I don't think it's going to take me a while to come back from this, because it's not just Griezmann for me. I like Griezmann. I think he's perfect for Manchester United. And I'm gutted that this moral idiocy has chosen to stay at Atletico Madrid. This is your football career. They've cheated. You've got nothing to owe Atletico Madrid at all. And as somebody said to me today, if Griezmann had a bad 6 months, Simeone would drop him out of sight. So, to be honest, ultimately in a few days' time, you know what I'll think? I think in a few days' time, I'll probably think we've dodged a bullet. We've dodged a bullet. If this is true, and I pray to God that this is not true and he still signs for United, but that tweet's quite damning. Now more than ever, I'm Atleti. Oh, what do you want? Get him a blue Peter badge, somebody, because he's morally going to stay for Atletico Madrid because they quite rightly had their ban upheld for cheating. Screw your morals. I hope there's somebody better than him out there. That's the problem. That is the problem. Who is better than Griezmann? I nearly said Bale, but it's messed up Manchester United's transfer plans. We 100%, he was the player we were bringing in, transfer record, the big number 10, and we've been screwed over, absolutely screwed over. But as I search through the utter disappointment, I'm sure there's a few of you lot who are feeling a little bit more relaxed about it. And ultimately, I think in a couple of days I will think, have we dodged a bullet? Because if his mentality is that he hasn't got the fight and passion and determination to think, this is what I want. I want to wear the number 7 shirt for Manchester United. If he can turn away from that so easily because he likes the sun in Madrid and he feels like, I owe it to a crap team to stay in La Liga. And I say crap team with the ultimate conviction because they won't win the league next year. Real Madrid or Barcelona will. They will not win the Champions League next year. They probably won't even get to the semi-finals. It is bottling it of the ultimate highest level. And I cannot do it because I rate him so much. But mentality-wise, maybe Mourinho's had a wake-up call because if I really hope, you know what I hope more than anything? I hope we haven't said to him, we really understand, we'll sign you in a year's time when the ban's lifted. Screw that. Manchester United waits for nobody. This was an opportunity. You either take it and we'll love you, or you snub it and you can get lost. And that's where I stand on it. And I cannot reiterate enough, Griezmann was my dream signing a year ago when I never thought we would get him. For the last 6 months, I've been so looking forward to this signing. And I will argue it with anybody who comes out and says it was never going to happen. It was 100% happening until this transfer ban was upheld today. And then, for whatever reason, I imagine Atletico Madrid have said, we'll double your wages because they can't spend the money they've earned now, so they may as well offer it to Griezmann. And if he wanted to come to United, he'd say, sorry, I'm coming. If he can change his mind so flippantly, you can bog off. I don't care. Manchester United lives on. We'll support United for the next 40, 50 years if we're long enough. Whoever's playing for him now will disappear. Manchester United's about the fans and about what Manchester United is. I love Griezmann, but if you've snubbed us, you do one. And rivals can come on and say whatever they bloody well like. I don't care. That's how I feel. Mike D's made a contribution. I'm opening up the calls. It saddens me that a player of Griezmann's stature would jeopardise his career by staying with Atletico at 27 years old instead of going to a club like United and pursuing his career. AG7. I mean, it is. You can call me harsh. I couldn't give a damn. I couldn't give a rat's bottom. It's number 7 at Manchester United and you've snubbed it. You've bottled it. You wanted it and you've bottled it through some loyalty to a club that actually broke the law and cheated and deserved a ban. 3 Stacks, thanks for the contribution. He says, who can honestly replace Griezmann? I'll take that from you lot. I'm opening up the calls. Skype Goldbridge, it's your lot's call now. I mean, I'll rant at you for an hour. I'm absolutely gutted. I cannot move away from it. I'm absolutely gutted. And I'm really let down by a player that I've invested a lot of time in and a lot of effort, and I'm sure it means absolutely nothing to him. I'm not saying that it does, but rest assured, absolutely rest assured that this deal was on the table, going to be done last night, and he's turned around because of this bloody ban. Nobody takes the piss out of Manchester United. Nobody does it. And I tell you what, you're either with us or you're against us, and you've snubbed us. Forget it. If it's the truth. If he signs for us, I'll forget it. Skype Goldbridge is open. Skype Goldbridge, all one word on Skype. If you are calling in, don't come on lackadaisical because you'll get swallowed up by emotion. Get on and have your say. We'll go with Kieran Hutchings. What do you want to say, Kieran?
Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted about this. I mean, for the last 6 months, I've agreed with you and thought that Griezmann would be signing, and to hear this break on Twitter about an hour ago was devastating. However, is there a shining light at the end of the tunnel? Does this open up the opportunity of us signing Bale or Neymar? That is the only thing that keeps me going at the moment with this situation.
I think it's a good point, and I did say it at lunchtime. Look, Manchester United are not just going to sign Michael Keane and Perisic and we're going to be a laughingstock. That won't happen. But what frustrates me the most about all of this is the fact that we have invested a hell of a lot of time into this deal. It's the deal that it was going to be the deal of the summer, and for him to pull out of it at the very last minute, it's whether we have any contingency plan. My fear when it came out at lunchtime, when Manchester United retracted and said we've no longer got any interest, I thought it was very weird. And my fear straight away, and if anyone watched the show last night, you'll know I said the only thing that might cost this deal is the morality of Griezmann if he pulls out because of the transfer deal being upheld. But actually, like I said, he can stick it up his arse because that's nonsense. You can't string a club on for 6 months like that. And friend of Pogba or not, he's no friend of Manchester United if he doesn't sign for us. We're going to have to react. What I would say, and I don't know whether you agree, Kieran, I don't even know if you follow at DiMarzio, but he was right again, like he was right all last summer. And if he's right again, we may well be signing Mbappe.
No, absolutely. I do follow DiMarzio, and he's usually pretty credible. I mean, that is the only sign of light that we have got something in the background. If you don't want to join United for the club and the stature, then Atletico are welcome to it. He would literally bottle it in the Premier League if that is his mentality. I've got no problem with that. It is just heartbreaking because he was the player that I wanted us to sign, along with a Aubameyang or somebody that's going to really give us pace and dynamism up front. It's bitter, but we'll get on with it. We're United. We will sign that number 7, and I'm looking forward to who we do bring in instead.
Look, Liverpool fans, Arsenal fans, they're jumping on saying take the L and everything like that. This is Liverpool who've just signed a Chelsea youth reject and Man City's Gael Cliche as a left-back. You can sit down and take the L. As for Arsenal, you've just signed some bloody Belgian reserve who I've never even heard of. And that's your big signing of the summer. So you can sit down in the Europa League, which we've already won. But you know what? It makes me laugh when rivals try and come and take a pop, because on the United stand, we don't need rivals to take a pop. I'm bloody frustrated, and I'll say what I think. What did slightly annoy me, Kieran, was the fact that they came out as part of this press release that seems to have come from Manchester United. We're no longer interested in Griezmann. But this absolute nonsense that we're not after Griezmann now because we're not prioritising a number 10. We need a number 9. I mean, I don't know. What's your thought on that?
It's absolute bollocks. Basically, Griezmann's turned us down and he's snubbed us, and we're trying to put that positive spin on it. We wouldn't have been working for 6 months, 3 months, since March if you listen to Mourinho saying that he's got his list and being so cliche about it. It's bullshit. It wouldn't have all happened in a matter of hours. Look at the Pogba deal last year. It took months and months and months, and Mino Raiola was saying that it was in the process for 6 months beforehand. These things don't happen at a click of a finger. This is Griezmann bottling it.
Yeah, and the thing that annoyed me most about that was the fact that we're saying we don't need a number 10, we need a number 9. It's muggy. I mean, if anyone's watched Manchester United this last season, we've been crying out for a number 10. Rooney's not stepped up to the plate. Mata and Mkhitaryan at number 10 haven't been great. We need a number 10. We need a number 9. I mean, again, we're not Arsenal. We haven't got a £100 million budget. We are the richest club in the world. It's just been confirmed 2 days ago. We're the richest club in the world because the fans pump the money into the club. We should be, we could spend 100 million on a striker and 100 million on number 10. We need to sign number 10. I tell you what, I'll change tracks now. I mean, I've always said he's got a wand of a left foot. If we're not getting Griezmann, go and get Rodriguez quick.
I absolutely agree with that, and I think that's more possible than it was a week ago. I think that's a genuine contender for that number 10 role. Although he's not as quick as what we would need, he's right up there with a perfect replacement for a younger Mata. You know, it's somebody that's actually going to drive that midfield and add a little bit of range to the passing and can switch it up and be dynamic. And that's just something that we've missed all season. And as soon as we get that, along with a top quality striker, because I don't think Rashford can do it on his own all season, and I don't think Ibra, as much as I love him and the contribution that he's made, I still don't think Ibra is the right person to be spearheading all of our attack around. We're too slow. We need that dynamism. We need that pace. And I'd love to see Martial be brought back in to do that.
Yeah, fantastic first call, Kieran. Is it your first time on the show?
It is, man. Thank you very much for having me.
No, absolutely superb. You really grasped the fact of, as most people do as a debut now, I've just got to say, fantastic debut, because everyone just seems to get it now. They hit it hard. They know it's a safe environment. So just say what you like. Really good. Please do call in again.
Cheers, man.
Thank you very much. There might be people out there who are, not feeling as frustrated as we are quite right now. So do call in. I'm going to take another call. I'm absolutely furious, to be honest with you. But remember, hit it hard like Kieran and have your say. Let's try Ronnie. Ronnie, can you hear me? Ronnie? Ronnie's not there. Let's try... this name just jumps out at me. Let's try Alexi. Alexi, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, Alexi. Go for it, mate. What do you want to talk about? We're talking Griezmann. What's your thoughts?
3 things. First thing, main reason this worries me is because we need goals from areas that isn't the number 9. Griezmann brings those goals that obviously we would have had. That. Oh.
Yeah, can hear you perfectly well.
Right. Okay. So the first thing that concerns me about the Griezmann deal going off is that he brings goals to the team that a number 9 doesn't bring. Because he plays in the space in between. And our problem this season is there hasn't been enough goals around the team. It's just been Zlatan scoring all the goals. That's been a consistent problem. The second thing is that I believe we're now 2 signings behind because Zlatan's injury means we possibly need a number 9 now.
Well, yeah, definitely we do, yeah.
Yeah, so we're another signing behind there already in April. And then now Griezmann has rejected us, whatever. That now means, arguably, we need to sign 2 players that we didn't know we were going to sign before. And that is worrying, because if we've been focusing on Griezmann since March, and suddenly we need to sign a number 9 and a number 10, players are going to be looking at us and thinking, well... We know you need players. I want a lot of money. I want more money. And then the third thing is, this is looking far into the future, obviously, but in Mourinho's last season at Chelsea, I'm obviously not saying that this will force Mourinho to leave the club or anything like that. That's just stupid. But he didn't get the players he wanted, and that's when Mourinho gets angry, and that's when Mourinho falls out with owners. And I'm not saying that will happen, but even though the face of it, it's just Griezmann rejecting us, there's so many different strands that makes it more serious.
I do agree with you. There's lots of people watching tonight. It is a Skype show. People are getting involved. Remember to drop a like on the video and support those who are calling in. Really, really important. We've also got lots of trolls on tonight hitting the dislike button. So support United. Do hit the like button. We're hitting this head on tonight. Camille says, I'm done. He snaked us. Look, it's a big if. But at the moment, when he comes out and tweets he's back in Atletico Madrid, having handed in a transfer request, having absolutely clock teased us for the last 2 weeks, to turn around and do that, and it's a very, very good point that you make there, Alexi, about the fact that there's a lot of United fans who've been on our comments for a while, and you know who you are, who actually slipped, luckily, into a default position that wasn't true. I've been listening, I've been reading your comments, you've been saying we're never going to get Griezmann and we're getting left behind in the transfer market. Well, you've actually slipped into a position very luckily tonight, because we were getting Griezmann till this morning. It was bang on, it was done. Don't believe any nonsense that deal wasn't being done. This transfer ban upheld, he's bottled it, right? Okay. But you've also slipped into another thing that's very true, which you spoke about there, Alexi. Because the Griezmann deal has fallen through and we've spent so long on it, we are massively behind now because we've invested a lot of time into this deal and it's just been pulled from beneath us right at the worst time, really. I hope we have got a backup plan.
Well, I mean, Rodriguez is the obvious one, but I'm not going to lie, I wasn't convinced by him 2 weeks ago. And I understand you might be, and that's obviously your opinion, and we have different opinions. But I think I expected when we got Champions League. This isn't a criticism to Mourinho; he wasn't to know this would happen. But I thought when we got Champions League football, we'd sign A-rate players. But it's a very weird thing that when we were in the Europa League, Pogba and Ibrahimovic just kind of came, and we had this thing. But now it's kind of like it's just irony that now we're in the Champions League, it's becoming more of a struggle. And obviously that's just the situation, but I think Woodward will want a marquee signing, And that's why I think Rodriguez will probably happen, whether I want it to or not.
Look, what I would say about Rodriguez, I know there's a lot of United fans who want us to sign him. And if we do, we'll be selling T-shirts with one with the left foot on, because he has got one. And if we sign Rodriguez, I'd be happy. I think I would say, Alexi, my position has probably shifted in minutes, because I've known since November that we were going to get Griezmann, and a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And it's only literally today that has changed. Last night I was 98% sure, and I think you've got everyone's. Some people are 100%, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was absolutely happening. What's happened today wasn't expected to happen. The transfer ban was expected to be lifted. There was no problem there. What's actually happened is it's been upheld. Atletico Madrid can't sign anybody. So we can sign Griezmann, but they can't sign anybody. So they've gone to him. They played the guilt trip, as I said last night. They might do. They've probably offered him a lot more money. But don't blame Atletico Madrid. Don't blame Manchester United. This is on Griezmann. If this happens, this is on Griezmann, because forget loyalty. You're playing for a third rate. Third rate is a very good word. Spanish team. You've been there for how many years? You're never going to do any better. You're never going to win the league. You're never going to win the Champions League. This is an opportunity to take the most iconic shirt in football, the number 7 at Manchester United, and join a team that's going places. And to turn your back on that out of some loyalty to a club that actually cheated is wrong. I've got to throw a big if. We're going down a path here that looks like it's going to happen. If this isn't true and he signs for Manchester United, I jump back to where I was last night. And I still do. Most of my frustration is based on the fact that I bloody love Griezmann. I want him to come to Manchester United. And I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted.
I agree with you. And I also think I agree that it is on Griezmann, because if we pay the release clause, it doesn't matter about the ban. He goes. Yeah. Atletico have no power. But at the same time, do we want a player who's not... I know we want him. I'm just trying to sound optimistic now, but if he's rejecting that number 7, like you were saying, do we really want him that badly? Do you know what I mean? We need players, because we've had Memphis, who arguably didn't try as hard as he could have, and players like that. We need another Pogba, someone a marquee signing who puts everything in. He's talented and puts everything in, and I thought that's what Griezmann was going to be, like you were saying, with all his United links, and that's what makes it so painful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really, really does. It really does. Great call, Alexi.
Thank you.
Because we're on the same level, I feel I could talk to you all night, but I know I've got to get others on. But
yeah.
Great call, and please do call in again. Was it your first time?
Yeah, will do. Yeah, it's my first time, yeah.
Well done. Fantastic debut.
Thank you.
Cheers, pal. Yeah, I just think, you know what? I was looking on Twitter there. I'm trying to get up-to-date news for you, and Twitter's great, but it's also got its arseholes, to be totally honest. And there's people there saying, 4 hours ago you were saying if Griezmann stays at Atletico Madrid, what a great bloke. But you know what? I've changed my mind. Shoot me. I've changed my bloody mind. I've changed my mind, and I've prioritised Manchester United, and I've looked at it in the cold light of day, and the fact that this deal was building up and building up and building up, and right at the last minute he's messed up our transfer summer by I just think, you know what, bottler is the right word. If it's true, I'm sorry, I still like Griezmann. I'm not going to call him a snake or anything like that. I think that would be too far. But he has bottled it. He's absolutely bottled it. I cannot understand why, unless it's all been true. And let's not forget, he has constantly said, "I want to stay. I like this. I'm worried about the weather. I'm worried about the weather. I'll tell you what, I'd go and play in Antarctica to wear the Manchester United number 7 shirt, and I think that's the big difference here. If he's not committed to wearing the shirt, then maybe we're dodging a bullet anyway. As much as I like him, maybe we're dodging a bullet anyway. Ross is on from the watch along. He begged me to let him on. Can you hear me, Ross?
How you doing, Mark?
Go on then. What did you want to say? The floor's yours, pal.
Do you know what? As you said at the start, mate, I'm with you. If he turns around and does a U-turn and does come, great. But if he doesn't, as far as I'm concerned, he can sod off, because this is his moment. This is his number 7 shirt. This is the only chance he's going to get in his career to join United, because Well, the thing I like about Mourinho is he's very stubborn, and I think if he does get rejected by Griezmann this summer, he ain't going to wait another year.
I don't want us to. I don't want people to think on live comments he can do one. As much as I like him, one shot lottery, you're gone. You don't make us wait.
And his brand's number 7. He's Griezmann 7, and we're not going to hold that shirt. I want us to sign a number 7 this year. If it's Mbappe, if it's Rodriguez, whoever, I want a number 7 to come in. The shirt's been vacant for too long, and we ain't going to hold it for him. So it's now or never. So he really needs to take a long, hard look at his career, not his sentiment, because this is his dream move, and he won't get it. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but at the same time, look, there's positives. There's Pereira, who we thought career would be ruined by a lot of number 10s coming in, who potentially could show his worth. And I think I've said it before, I'm calm. I think United are going to sign big players this season. Like you said again, Mark, it's not just going to be Michael Keane, and it's not just going to be Perisic. And like DiMarzio said, I was starting to lose faith in the guy because I thought he was coming out with some strange things. But
never lose faith in DiMarzio. He's bloody brilliant.
Well, they've come true, and if it is Mbappe, I don't know how to say his name. It sounds like Beppe DeMarco of EastEnders, but if it is Mbappe, go for it. Whatever, let's bring him in. Let's just get a few marquees in because we're United. We're not Arsenal, like you say. We've got an unlimited budget, not 100 mil.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. I just don't know where the backbone of United fans are sometimes. Like something flips the other way. And like I heard at Malakilians on Twitter, Philip De Bruyne, Hamish, ourselves, getting a load of stick from people throwing their toys out the pram today saying, you CUNTs, you said Griezmann was coming. Absolute petulance. Get a bloody backbone. Right, we are 100%, I won't lie to you, we are going to get absolutely hammered tonight, tomorrow, until we sign somebody decent by Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, City fans going, you've been saying you're going to get Griezmann for ages, take the L. Man up and take the bloody L. Look, just take it. Don't be such a bloody coward saying, oh, look at these idiots who said, well, don't turn on your own is my message. Do not turn on your own, because if you're a United fan, you stay United, and that really winds me up. Everybody was saying Griezmann was going to sign yesterday, and I'm not including you negative Noras on the live comments who have got half glass empty because you won't believe it till the dotted line's been signed. Fair enough, but if you said last night Griezmann was going to not sign, you were wrong, or you were Mystic Meg, because the only reason he's not signing is because of this transfer ban being upheld today, and at the last minute he's bottled it. This deal has been being worked on for 6 bloody months. He was coming to Manchester United. The closest journalist to Atletico Madrid on Tuesday night said he'd handed in a transfer request. A week ago, he said I'm 6 out of 10 before we'd even won the Europa League. He's been clock teasing us for bloody weeks, and now at the last minute, as the previous caller said, Ross, this is not on Atletico Madrid. We pay the release clause. No. He comes to Manchester United. He has told Manchester United at the last minute, I can't leave Atletico Madrid because they've got a transfer ban. You bloody well can. You can do it because there's 90 million. There's the number 7 shirt. Do you want it or not? No. Up yours. We move on.
And we've all experienced it over the last 6 months of the wonders of being a United fan, that we've had to sit here and listen to Griezmann. That apparently he's not world class from rival fans and he's shit, and he had a crap World Cup and he hasn't played well this season.
He's world class again now.
In the last hour, he's just turned into a world class signing that we've missed out on, that's the wonder of being a United fan. That's the attention we draw. But yeah, you're right. We're if it happens, it happens. This is all on Griezmann. There is a mentality thing. I agree with the first sort of 2-3 callers. They were saying that, do we want that weak mentality at our club? Absolutely no chance. Don't want him anywhere near it if that's the mentality. He can finish his career at Atletico Madrid if he wants to, winning absolutely sod all. That's the mentality he wants. He could be a Gerrard type player for all you Liverpool fans out there. So, I just wanted to pop on for a couple of minutes because I'm made me Skype Goldbridge's debut, but I want to hear some other callers, so I'll probably love you and leave you, Mark.
All right, Ross. Cheers, pal. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks.
And you can follow Ross on Twitter at Asa90. Very funny. But to be honest, what I would say, I will not entertain anybody coming on here and saying I did say last night and 3 weeks ago that he wouldn't sign, because that's nonsense. That's nonsense. It's what's happened today that's made him not sign. And you speak to anybody in the industry, close to Manchester United, Griezmann, Atletico Madrid, this deal was happening until today. It's right at the last minute. It's been turned around. if it's been turned around. And as Joshua Folan says, maybe he will still come, stay positive. I'd say the chances are pretty slim now. If he still comes, you're not a bottler anymore. You've grasped the biggest opportunity you get in your life. But it's looking like he's not. I mean, he's tweeted out now more than ever. And you know what? I personally feel gutted because Griezmann's a player. Like I said, a year ago, we weren't going to sign him a year ago. He was never coming to United a year ago. I was asked what my dream signing was, and I said Griezmann. I believe in him as a footballer. I think he'd be perfect for United. And when it's one of your favourite footballers to get to basically know that he's signing for you and have it snatched away at the last minute is very, very hard to take. But what I would say a lot of you have said, and I'll back you up on this, even though I've disagreed with it, what a few people have said is he's not physically strong enough for the Premier League and he's not mentally strong. He goes missing in the big occasions. Now, I disagree with that and I still disagree with it now. But those people who have said it, well, you've probably got a feather to your bow there because when it comes down to this big opportunity, he's not took it. The best player. Do you think Ronaldo, as much as he loved Manchester United, if we'd got a transfer ban in 2008, Real Madrid offer the release clause of £90 million, his dream club, they offer him up the number 9 or whatever's important at Real Madrid. Do you think he turns around and goes, no, I'm going to stay at United because they've made me? He goes, because he's a winner and he wants to play for Real Madrid. I'll tell you what, the most interesting Twitter account to keep an eye on is probably Griezmann's brother, because he loves Manchester United. What's he saying? I mean, that's my only hope, that this is a load of absolute no nonsense, but I do not know. Ranuk Dash has made a contribution. He says, I just don't understand this. 6 months of heavy linking and now he says he wants to stay. It all added up. His brother, a Man United fan, the number 7 shirt. Look, there was a tick list we were working through, and it started in November with Griezmann to United, the Pogba friendship, through to 6 out of 10 before the Europa League. We win the Europa League, goes up to 9 out of 10. The obviously the number 7 shirts, the handing in of the transfer request, everything's moving towards it. And then right at the last minute, he's absolutely done our legs. I'll be amazed if it's true, if he ever gets near a Manchester United shirt again, because Mourinho, some people say his stubbornness is a bad thing. On this occasion, I think it'd be bang to rights. I don't know what everybody thinks. I would not take him at Manchester United next season. You've had your chance. United waits for nobody. We go and we get somebody else.
True.
Tyrone, can you hear me?
Manchester United shirt again because.
How you doing, mate? You right?
I'm good, thanks. Go on, give us your thoughts.
I've just heard the news today that he's chosen to stay, and to be honest with you, I've said in the past that his mentality is not really what we need at United. He's a bit of a bottler, and I think, him turning us down and choosing to stay has kind of proved that, to be honest.
Well, I literally just spoke about that and said I don't agree with it, but those who have said it, and you have said it before, which is why I got you on, it's a feather to your bow, really. I mean, develop that point. Why before today, why did you think Griezmann was a bit like that?
I saw him in the European Cup final against Portugal, and I didn't see him do much. I've seen him in 2 Champions League finals, and he hasn't impressed me. If you're going to be an £86 million player, you have to be the kind of player who's going to actually be able to win the Ballon d'Or one day, and I don't think he's ever going to be on the level of Messi or Ronaldo. I think someone like Paulo Dybala would be. I think he's got the potential, but not Griezmann. He's too timid.
I mean, I'm not going to throw him totally under the bus. I do disagree with that. I think he would have been a great Manchester United player, but I know that a lot of people like you have said that for a long time. So, it's power to your weapon, so to speak. And you can't lie with that. There are doubts about him. Some people doubt about his physicality. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you're not Antoine Griezmann. You're not his advisors. What do you think what do you think's happened here, other than the fact that a club that he was willing to leave 2 days ago, they don't get the transfer ban happens, and he suddenly says, I won't take the number 7 shirt at one of the biggest clubs in the world. I'll stay at a third-rate club in La Liga and never win anything.
I don't understand it. It's just a long-running saga. And in July, he actually might end up coming to United. But I'm not really one of them kind of fans who is willing to wait for all that, to be honest. Because we had to do that with Pogba. I'd just rather United just went out and signed someone else like Douglas Costa, or I think Dybala's not a deal that we could do, but I think Douglas Costa would be a decent shout, to be honest.
Well, I tell you what, let's flip it around. Look, time waits for nobody, and I actually feel I have a lot better for doing this show because it's allowed me to vent my feelings. Time waits for nobody at Manchester United. We move on. If Griezmann turns us down, we're not Arsenal. We won't fall apart with no spine like a bag of jelly babies. We move on.
Exactly.
We've got £90 million burning a hole in our pocket. How do we spend it?
I mean, I'm thinking about the amount.
Dybala.
Yeah, Dybala would be absolutely fantastic, to be honest. I mean, he's the one who I'd love to come, but I don't think it would be possible.
Neymar, Bale.
Lewandowski might want a new challenge. He might want to test out his skills in England. He'd be a good shout as well.
I think that's the positive to take from it. Is look, I can't move away from the fact that he's screwed us over. If this happens, he's screwed us over. This is not a deal that's been like, FIFA. Let's click Griezmann and see what happens in 2 minutes. This has been running for 6 months. Have no reservations about that. And he's pulled out at the last minute. If I was Jose Mourinho tonight, I'd be very angry. But once the anger's subsided, I'd think if that's the mentality of a player that they can do that, he's not the player for me. I think
United
got a lot to answer for because Pogba's his mate, isn't he? I think Pogba will be gutted as well.
I think United need to focus on areas where we need to improve. I mean, we might need a new goalkeeper. We need to spend money on the central midfield. We've got 2 world-class number 10s already. We need to get 2 really good wide players. 2 really good wingers, and maybe a number 9 to help Rashford. But Griezmann was a luxury signing. We don't always need to sign a Galactico. You know what I mean? We don't need to. We've won titles and Champions League titles without Galacticos. We don't need them.
I'll tell you what he's gonna have to do though. Ed Woodward, Mourinho. They've got a big old summer on their hands now if they didn't have one in the first place because there's players who've got to go out the door. There's the whole Zlatan thing. We need a number 9. We need a centre back. We need a centre defensive midfielder. And now, what they've got to do, Griezmann would have been a really good signing. 1, because we need a number 10, but 2, break the transfer record, signing of the summer, big status for a big club. They've now, right at the last minute, they've got to pull something out of the bag. They will need a number 10. I mean, these people who are saying, it gives Pereira a chance. I mean, come on, this is Jose Mourinho. I'm sure Pereira will get a chance, but he isn't going to go with Pereira from the start of the season, is he?
Nah, I mean, Pereira's a very good player, but I see him more as someone who can play on the left. I can't see him being the number 10. But I mean, I think Mkhitaryan's going to really step up. You're going to see the best of him in the Champions League next season. I think he's going to be a very, very key player for us.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Well, thanks for calling in, Tyron, and it's perfect
Cheers,
that
mate.
you
Thank
came
you.
in and spoke about the weak-minded side of Griezmann because obviously I don't agree with that, but I know a lot of people have said it in the past, and you represented them very well. Cheers, pal.
He's an absolute bottler, mate. See you later.
See you later. In fairness to Tyrone and in fairness to a lot of people, they have been saying it about Griezmann for a while, that they had their concerns. Big games goes missing. You know what? I'm not going to say that. I hope to God that he will turn this around and still sign for United. But when he puts on his own Twitter feed, now more than ever, I'm Atletico Madrid, a few hours after Manchester United have decided they don't want a player they've been working on for 6 months, it stinks of United saving face and Griezmann absolutely... Well, some people have said snaking us, some people have said turning us around. Look, you know what? If you like Griezmann, fair enough. I love Griezmann. I wanted him to come to Manchester United. But to be honest with you, there's one thing that matters more than anything, and that's Manchester United. I ain't going to have loyalty to a player because he wants to stay at a club that is inferior to ours and has actually cheated and deserves their ban. I'm not. And he's messed us up. He's absolutely played us. He's played us like a bloody fiddle because... we've been working on this deal, like I said, for a long time, and right at the last minute, right when we're moving towards this deal being announced. And look, I don't want to name names because it will really people might go and give them a load of hate. But last night, there's a Manchester United fan, very well known from Manchester, does his own fanzine, writes in all the papers, and he was saying... last night this deal's going to happen. You've got an Atletico Madrid journalist saying it. You've got Griezmann himself saying it's 6 out of 10 to Manchester United. This deal, up until this morning at around 9 o'clock, was nailed on. The transfer ban gets upheld and something goes on. Atletico Madrid have panicked. They've probably got about 40 million they want to spend that they can't spend anymore. They've probably gone to Griezmann and say, new contract, we'll pay you 500 grand a week. You stay in the sun. Easy ride. You're not going to win a title, but it's a nice easy ride. And he's gone, but I've got Manchester United, number 7 shirt, biggest club in the world. Big challenge. Make myself really popular. Make myself a real world star. Nah, I tell you what, I'll stay here for the money. I'll top up my suntan and I'll carry on being this could have been wannabe when you could have been one of the best. I just hope we move on from it. We go and get somebody who wants to play for the shirt and we never look back. But right now I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted. Really am gutted because he was the man. He was the man. It was written in the stars. Perfect number 7. Perfect number 7. And you know what? Such is life. Such is life. It's football's got a horrible way of biting you on the ass. Loads of people are saying it. Did I click it? Hello?
Mark?
Oh, I did click it. Go on.
I'm absolutely fuming, mate. Absolutely fuming. How can a man who supports Man United wants a number 7 shirt? He wears it currently. He said it's 6 out of 10 to come to United. He's mates with Pogba. Pogba was asked, what about Antoine Griezmann next season? He smiles and does his little celebration thing, right? He snaked us, Mark. I don't care what... this is all, if he doesn't come. He snaked us. I don't care what you say if snake's harsh. Bollocks. He's snaked us. He's absolutely mugged us off. He thinks he's bigger than the club. Just to go you know what? No, you're all right. I don't want you anymore. Like he's bigger than the club. What an absolute muppet. I don't want him anywhere near our club. If this is true. You don't come out and say 6 out of 10, I'm coming to United. All this. Make no doubt about it. A deal was done. You don't come out and say on live national television, there is over a 50% chance I'm coming to Manchester United. It does not happen. There was a deal in place, and he's absolutely bottled it, right? And I don't want anyone else. I think he's the perfect signing for United. I think he can play left, right, number 10, number 9. We're a fluid team. We want interchangeable players. He's perfect for us. I'm sure he would have, well, maybe not anymore, but I thought he would have fought for the shirt and fought for the team because he supported United. But I don't want Bale. He's too injury prone for me. I don't want Dybala. We're not getting him anyway. I don't want anyone else. I know it sounds childish. I don't want anyone else. I don't want Mbappe. 100 million for Mbappe. Are you mad? He's done it for one season. He's 18 years old. He's not all that. He's done it in a French league. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't want any of them. I want Griezmann, right? He's absolutely mugged us off. I'm fuming about it. And he can just go do one for me.
You sound like the kid who wanted a PS3 and wakes up with a PS1.
I'm fucking fuming, to be honest with you, Mark. I'm absolutely fuming. Look, we are now going to enter our Europa League list. We was talking about the two lists. Griezmann was on the A list, right, on the Champions League list. Whoever it will be on the on the Europa League list, and we're getting them now. James Rodriguez, whoever it is, with his wonderful left foot. But I don't want the wonderful left foot. I want Griezmann. I know it sounds stuck up and spoil. But we should expect the best. We should want the best. And for someone like that to turn us down at the last minute, all he had to do was put pen to paper. Because the contract, everything was there ready for him. He'd agreed to it. Mourinho liked him. I'm gutted.
There's a few good comments on the live comments, which I'm going to come to in a minute anyway. But James Portelli says he'll end up regretting this for the rest of his life. And I do agree, he will. And Omar Dard says we move on and we never look back, and we will. And Varun says, I don't agree with you, Mark. You're being unfair to Griezmann. Look, Varun, that's your opinion. I'm not going to bury you about it. That's your opinion. My opinion's based on I couldn't give a damn about Antoine Griezmann if he snubbed Manchester United. My loyalty will always be to Manchester United. And if somebody snubs us, I don't care what the morality reasons are behind it, sticking with Atletico Madrid, who've cheated, you're basically just backing up a cheat. This is Manchester United. It's our number 7 shirt. It's not just a normal signing. This is to come and wear our most iconic shirt. You snub that, you're out the family. You're out the circle of trust, and that's really hard because I like Xander. I want him, but I'm very, very disappointed by it. And the thing is, what a lot of people are saying in the live comments, and I must just say this, Xander, and you can pick the point up, is a lot of people have been a bit frustrated by the way City have gone about their business. I don't know where they are at the moment, but they've bought a goalkeeper that we were sort of linked with. They've bought Silva that we were linked with. They're going to buy Mendy that we're linked with. They're after a centre-back that we've been linked with at Atletico Madrid. They're after Aubameyang. You know, they are going out and spending a lot of money. And yeah, we can take the mick out of them and say, oh, look at you spending all your oil money. But ultimately, I don't think City fans are going to bother too much about that sort of taunting if they're holding up the Premier League by a lot of points next season. So they're making decent signings for their team. Manchester United, we're linked with Michael Keane, we're linked with Perisic, we're linked with Fabinho, we're linked with Rodriguez. I mean, they're decent players, but in some people's mind, Lukaku, these are decent players, but they're not necessarily players that are going to excite people. And I think the one comfort we always had was, well, we're going to break the world transfer record, we'll get Griezmann, who is third in the Ballon d'Or. He is a top player. So even if we do get Michael Keane, even if we do get Perisic, we can say we've got Griezmann. Now that's disappeared. If we have a summer of Lukaku, Perisic, Keane and Fabinho, I think there's going to be a lot of dissatisfaction.
Mark, I don't care about City. Look, City, you spend your 36 million on your Ederson from Benfica, who I've never heard of. Right? Have him. I don't care. Have your Bernardo Silva for 60 million. See how he does in the Premier League. He's pretty small. Right? I know Griezmann's small as well, but I think he would do so well. He will suit our style of play. Look, we don't need to worry about City. There are plenty. I've tweeted this out before. There are plenty of great players out there, right? City, of course, they're going to get a few of them. They are. Now. We'd have to admit they are a big club. They've won things in the past, and they are with Pep Guardiola. Of course, they're going to attract good players, but so are we. And I think we were. Griezmann being one of them. We were going to attract this big player. And look, if Griezmann at the beginning 6 months ago, whatever, went, look, I'm not interested in coming to United. I like it here at Atletico. Fair enough. That I would still be angry with him, saying you've got no ambition, pal. But look, he's done it. That's his choice. He's agreed to come to us. I'm sure of it. And there's no doubt in my mind there was an agreement in place. And now at the last minute, he's screwed us over, right? And said, no, I'm not coming. All our transfer, signings and splitting up of finances and etc. would have been based around this deal, and he's absolutely stuck his two fingers up to us and gone, look, I'm going to be loyal to a bunch of cheaters. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm fuming about it. And look, you know what? I'd still love him at United if if all this wasn't true. But it's a piss take as well, that whole watch thing with Jose. He full well knows what he's doing. There must have been my argument's gone a bit out the window because I'm absolutely fuming, but...
Thanks for calling, Sander.
Cheers, Mark. Cheers.
Cheers, pal. Thanks for calling. Look, emotions are running high. You wear your heart on your shirt if you're a Manchester United fan. Screw the haters. Stick together. What I don't like is what I said 20 minutes ago. Is I look on Twitter and United fans attacking United fans, retweeting stuff where they're searching through United fans' accounts saying, "Oh, we'll definitely get Griezmann," and then today scoring a few points, going, "Look at this mug. It's friendly fire." Look, I tell you what, I will back any United fan account, whoever they are. If they were saying we were going to sign Griezmann up until 8 o'clock this morning, they're spot on. Something changed. If you want to try and bury some United fan, like I've seen journalists getting loads of stick today because they said we were signing Griezmann, we were signing him, and that's the frustration. That's why I'm so angry. It's not like a Fabinho, who I hope we sign. I think it'd be a good signing, but if he goes to City, I'd be disappointed, but I'd go, well, maybe we were never in for him. Very different with Griezmann. We were in for him. We've been in for him for a long time, and what's happened is what's happened today, and he's an idiot. He's an absolute... If this is true, he's an idiot. He will never get this opportunity again. Maybe next year he'll go to Real Madrid. I don't give a damn. Morally, you've messed up, mate, and... maybe your mentality's not right. You'll fit in right at Real Madrid if you go there. But as Aftar Sidhu says, after months of speculation, he gave us hope and at last snubbed us. What a disgrace. If you've got loyalty to him after what's happened, and if this happens, then you're a better person than most of us, because Manchester United comes first to me. Drop a like on the video, everybody. There's loads of you watching tonight. I'm sorry it's in sort of frustrated and passionate circumstances, but this is the United Stand. It is the biggest independent Manchester United channel, made for the fans, by the fans. Obviously, we've had you calling. We've got your live comments up. Live at 8:30 every single night of the year. Also, 7 o'clock every morning. We've got a transfer show all through the summer till the end of August. It's about to get very interesting. I think the script has just been ripped up. I think where we thought we were going has just suddenly, in the last few hours, gone out the window, and where we go now is uncharted territory. But stick together, that's all I can say. Don't turn on your own. Don't turn on United fans. It really does frustrate me when people do that. It's the sort of super fan mentality. Look, somebody might tweet something out and they might get it wrong. So bloody what? If they're one of your own, back them up. Let the Arsenal and Liverpool fans do that. Don't turn on your own for a couple of likes and a retweet. Stick together. We all support the club. Don't stab your own in the back. Stick together, because now more than ever we need to, because the rivals will be there circling with their L's saying, ha, you've been snubbed by Griezmann, which it looks on paper like we have. But now more than ever, we need to stick together. We move on. We evolve. Manchester United doesn't stand still. No players bigger than the club. Not at all. We'll move on. Trust in the manager. Trust in the club. And stick together 100%. I don't want to see people turning on each other's backs. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and get involved, because this is a fantastic community we have here on the United Stand. Yes, we disagree on opinion, but every opinion is welcome and we are all passionate. So get involved, like I say, and if you are new, you found a great community. Mike D's made a contribution through the super chat, which you can do. He says, I stick by the idea, club is bigger than any player. I can't wait for United to surpass Atletico in all competitions, and he regrets his decision, MUFC. It's like losing a limb. No, it's not that bad. I've liked Griezmann for a long time, irrespective of him coming to Manchester United. In fact, I didn't think he would come to United until this season, but I've always really liked him. For him to turn his back on us like that, it's really disappointing when you invest time and effort in a player. I mean, I've spent a lot of time watching Atletico Madrid just because I like Griezmann, and my like for him, I must admit, is hitting an all-time low, because when you hurt Manchester United, it's like hurting your family, isn't it? You can't do it. And look, to do it for Atletico Madrid, who ultimately have cheated, it's disappointing. I've got to take some live comments because there's so many of you, and then we'll do another Skype call. But Jake Pert says, this has got nothing to do with loyalty. Griezmann has given Atletico more than they could have hoped for. He could easily leave. He's a bottler and a snake. Pat Throd says, are we getting Griezmann? What do you think? I'd say that 98% has probably drastically dropped down to... I wouldn't go... Do you know what? Even now, I wouldn't go below 50%. I'd still say 50-50. Because I'm talking hypothetically here. I think, if it's chucking it down with rain, I'm taking an umbrella out. I don't think he's going to come anymore. But never say never. Stranger things have happened. 3 Lions 3 says everyone unfollow Griezmann on everything. He'll be getting a load of stick. Don't worry about that. He will certainly feel the wrath. And what a if you've ever seen Only Fools and Officers, in the words of Dalboy, Griezmann, you plonker. I mean, you've just turned your back on the biggest support in the world to stick with a mediocre Madrid side. And I'm sorry if you're an Atletico Madrid fan, but he's staying out. He is absolute. You know what? This scenario, I wish it started with this. What this is, right? This is a man who's married to somebody who is plain, who bores him, who treats him badly, and then this the perfect girl or boy, whatever way you want to flip it around, is there. And there's like, come here. I'll cook you tea every night. Everyone will love you. Come to my mansion. Everyone loves us and have the best time ever. And you know what he's done? Out of idiocy and loyalty, he's stayed with the person who abuses him and cheats and everything like that, instead of going off and having an absolutely fantastic, happy life. That's what he's done. He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. If he was at Real Madrid, Barcelona, I'd sort of say, well, at least he's staying at a decent club. Atletico Madrid. I mean, let's be honest about Atletico Madrid. Apart from Griezmann, most of their players I would want would be their goalkeeper and their defenders, because they're a defensive side. They don't inspire me as an attacking team. They're a well-drilled team. I would never want Simeone as Manchester United manager. I know I've heard Arsenal fans saying it. If you want to play defensive football, that's great. So he's not even staying at a total football team. If it happens, baffling, absolutely baffling. And Paul Fitzpatrick says you're just getting creepy. I've got to talk about this. Lindeloff and Semedo. I've got no idea where we are with this. Victor Lindeloff and Nelson Semedo both play for Benfica. It's not been reported anywhere credible, but apparently we're going to pay £90 million for them and they're flying into Manchester tonight. We may have to go live again at 11 o'clock. We'll see what happens. In fact, I might have to do that just to cover that deal, because I haven't covered it at all in this show, as you're fully aware, because something else has taken on. I like Lindelof. I'll take Lindelof over Michael Keane. I think he's got a lot of potential for a 22-year-old, and I think Mourinho can turn him into a very good centre-back. I think he can be like Eric Bailly. Semedo is a very good right-back, but we've got Valencia. Rodney, can you hear me?
Hello?
I know.
Yeah.
I know you're on the show a lot. I know you're on the show a lot, Rodney. But just to give us your velvet tones and try and relax everybody down a bit, just give us some sort of words that we can all cling on to.
I think you kind of talked a lot about Man United being a big club. We are a big club. We don't need to chase players that we don't want. We make players. Players don't make us. That's the reality of Manchester United. The fact that he decided to stay in Spain, good luck to him. If that's what he's going to do, I still feel that Man United, under this manager, will go on to do great things. He just won't be a part of it.
Good point. Very good point.
He just won't be a part of it. You know, our history is always going to be bigger than any individual's history, bar probably Ronaldo. But we played a part in where he is today. That's the reality. He could have come to us and we could have made him as big as Ronaldo, but that's not going to happen. So he can stay in Spain where it's nice and warm and he's comfortable. But we now need to think about what next for us, because I'm not going to cry over the fact that he's not here and he's not going to join us. I will say to you now and to all of the people that are listening, when someone puts on the Man United shirt, they need to know that they're buying into something that's bigger than them and that they've got a support base that is worldwide. And we want to do things that are bigger and bolder than any other club in the world. That's just who we are. We are a more intelligent fan base. We are a more articulate fan base. We are a more passionate fan base. For me, no love lost, no crying eyes over Griezmann. Next. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Move on, because we'll get someone else who do a bloody better job and be a bigger star in the process.
Comments of the night, absolutely brilliant. You've inspired me, and I'm sure you've inspired everybody else. You said next, £90 million burning in our pocket. United need to go and make a statement.
They do, but it doesn't have to be a Galactico. It doesn't have to be a Galactico. There are a number of positions in the team that need addressing. I mean, I've mentioned that before. We can be prudent, for a better word. Not to say that we don't have the money, but we can be prudent and strengthen in a number of key areas. And we can do what other clubs do to us. We can go and, hijack a deal at the last minute when they think that they've got someone. We can go along and go, you know what, we'll take you, or come and join us because we're a better club and we're a better outfit and we've got bigger and better ambitions. That's what we've got to be like right now. I personally don't like this time of year, because all it does is inflate the egos of journalists who know that we're a big club, and they use us to generate income and interest in their product.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm only, and I said this to you weeks ago, I would like us to get back to a point where Manchester United, you open a newspaper or you hear, oh, Man United have signed this person, and there's no fanfare, and we just think, oh, blood, didn't see that coming. Didn't see it coming, it just happened. And then individuals like that go on to become like the bedrock of success. That's what I'm interested in. In terms of Mr. Hairdo and Jazzy Hands, he can stay in Spain. Perisic is the one person I'd like to get. Chelsea think they're a big club. Okay, fine, they've won the league, but he'd be better off coming to us. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but he will do a job. If we can get Mbappe, even better. We've got all of those things to add. We've got Champions League to dazzle in front of people and a very, very impressive stadium. We don't need to say anything else.
I don't think you can say anything more, Rodney. I think you've inspired us all. I'm glad I picked the call, because you're right. And just I've actually, if you follow at United Stand MUFC, which is our official Twitter account on Twitter, I can't get it up on screen. And in fact, I've got an idea. I'll let you just talk about something. But the tweet I've just put out is absolutely spot on. But in relation to Manchester United, I think you've made a very good point there, which a lot of people won't be aware of. That there is a hell of a lot. Look, if anybody's interested, I can tell you now who are fake agents on Twitter that people follow and go, "Oh, I'm so glad you're back. What have you got to say?" They're fakers. I know about 3 or 4 with big followings who are just, I don't even think they're United fans. They're just sad people hiding behind little bits of information and putting it out there because who's there to scrutinise it? And as Rodney says, even the big media outlets do it because they know if they say tomorrow morning Manchester United are chasing Dybala, 300 people straight away are going to click on that in the first 5 minutes. They know that. And if they've got adverts on that page, they're making a hell of a lot of money. And unfortunately, we are the best, we are the biggest, and that's why they do it. But as fans, we go through the mill every summer, Rodney, because they chuck absolute nonsense out there because they know that Manchester United have got a huge support and they will click it.
Yeah, and you know, actually, Mark, I've seen the tweet, right? I've seen it. It's Bottler. I'm going to retweet it. But it's not in my name, but I'll retweet it. But I did actually send in a blog. I wrote an article and I sent it into the United Stand webpage. And it addresses everything that you've just said in terms of we as fans, we are facing a very difficult time because we know that our club needs change. We need to improve, regardless of whatever's happened recently and the success we've had. We have to acknowledge that we need to move people on and we need to bring people in. But it doesn't need to be in the spotlight of the press. We don't need to fuel their revenue. We need to be, as fans, be only concerned with what happens at Manchester United. And Manchester United need to realise that they need to do their business. And this is particularly Ed Woodward, who I've got to be honest, I wouldn't trust him with a £5 note. He needs to actually go away, be diligent in his job, and get the players that the manager has requested. Because if we think that Mourinho's year last year was difficult, it wasn't difficult. It was difficult in a sense that he had to work with players that he didn't buy, apart from the 1 or 2. Next year, when he has the bulk of the team that will be under his control and the players, 7 players to 8 players that he has brought in, then it will be difficult because he then has to make sure that 1, we win, and 2, we win in style. And that's the Man United way. And for me, that's the most important thing. I don't like the transfer window period because it heightens anxiety. I'm like every other United fan. I see the club's name and I think, what's going on there? And I will click on it and think, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then I start to read it and I think, oh, it's fake news. And honestly, I don't follow anyone, even though you've mentioned certain individuals on Twitter. The only people I follow on Twitter about Man United is the United Stand. I don't listen to anyone else. Not interested.
Well, that's good to hear, Rodney. I mean, I would say follow Di Marzio, and I wouldn't say anybody else. I'll be honest with you. I would not say anybody else. But
no, I'm not saying. I know you said that, but even following him, I'm thinking, I don't know enough about him. But you vouch for him. That's great. But I'm following this format because I know that this format is for the fans, and you speak for the fans, and you speak with the fans. Everyone else is not about the fans. They're all about it. And for me, I'm thinking I'm not interested in any of that. I want to dialogue with fans and talk about who might come in and who we might like or what might improve the club. Everyone else, their fodder is to improve their own ego, and I haven't got time for any of that at all. Not one bit. But I do understand that you will vouch for this individual, but I won't follow him.
No, that's fine. And we've had a bit of criticism today because we've done videos about welcome to Manchester Griezmann and hands in the transfer request.
That's part of the banter.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even call it banter. I stand by it because I will stand by the fact that up until today he was going to sign for Manchester United. He has moved away. He's pulled it away. We're not going to go and do videos on somebody that We did it with Pogba all last summer. A month before he signed, I kept saying he's going to sign, he's going to sign, he's going to sign, and he did. I've been doing it with Griezmann because everybody's been telling me, who I trust, he's going to sign. And then today, he's pulled the rug.
He's pulled the rug.
You know,
and as you said, I think I came in just as you were saying about Mourinho. He will be absolutely fuming. He will be fuming because, you know, as a manager, he would have given a list to the chairman months ago about who he needed to come in. That deal should have been sealed by now. And this is why, when you look across the road at our noisy neighbours, the transfer window isn't even officially open, but the press are leaking that they've signed players X, Y, and Z already. That's why we as United fans get anxious, because we were expecting this to happen and now it's not happening. So we can't turn on each other, but we do need to be patient and we do need to be realistic and think, okay, he's not coming, but it's not the end of the world, because we are still Manchester United and that will never change.
2 months to go. Thanks for calling, Rodney. Brilliant as ever.
No worries. Cheers.
Cheers, pal. 2 months to go is what I would say. There's 2 months to go, 2 months to turn this around. There is a Pogba tweet that a lot of people are on about, and if anyone can speak French, please let us know. I don't know what it says. It's a picture of Pogba and Griezmann in training. Griezmann looks quite angry in Pogba's ear, and it just says "Toujours avec mon gaz, angry mode, prêt pour demain." The face, though, I don't know. What does it say? What does it mean? I can't translate it. I think there was an interesting thing that I read into what Rodney said there, though, about this deal obviously has been on the plate for a long time. And look, it's been there on the plate for a long time. Mourinho will be very angry. What is Woodward's culpability? How have we left ourselves exposed that at any point a player right at the last minute can pull out? Why, is it a verbal agreement? If he's pulled out of a verbal agreement, he is a bit of a snake, because, my words are strong as oak. Or was it always, I'm definitely going to sign for you, the transfer ban will get lifted and then I'll sign for you, which is quite naive for United, because you should always be, aware of the facts. I mean, this transfer ban's been upheld. There's obviously a reason for that. Lots of people are saying, look at Pogba's Instagram. What does it bloody well say? Pogba said ready for tomorrow because they have a game. Pogba did the same as Griezmann before he left. Stop saying Pogba's post France are playing tomorrow. I've always disliked Griezmann. Rodney is awesome. It was absolutely fantastic, his comment. If anyone knows, always my friend, says Pogba. Well, you know what? Pogba, I'll tell you what, 15 years' time, Paul Pogba won't play for Manchester United, but I'll still support them. Pogba's no friend of mine anymore. If he's turned... not Pogba. Griezmann's no friend of Manchester United's anymore if he's done what he's done. I don't give a damn what Griezmann thinks. I mean, Carrick's got John Terry playing in his testimonial at the weekend. I love Michael Carrick. Can't stand John Terry. I don't just like people just because somebody I respect and plays for Manchester United likes them. That's not how it works at all. But I do want to do this. Let me just set it up, because Rodney made a bloody brilliant tweet, and this I have to say this to you all, and let me get the image up. Okay, you'll recognise icons of the number 7 shirt that was offered up to Griezmann, and if he snubbed it, if Griezmann has snubbed us, it's his problem. United will go on to great things under Mourinho. He just won't be a part of it. They are United greats in that number 7 shirt. That is the most iconic shirt in football, and Griezmann has potentially turned his back on it tonight. Do you think any of those lot would? Obviously, a couple of them did leave, actually, but you know what I mean. They wore the shirt and they did the business. To never wear the shirt when you're offered it is the ultimate snubbing. And, we'll have to just see what happens, won't we? We'll have to just see. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? But I just want to say, fantastic calls tonight. Lots of passion. This is what the United Stand's all about. We started the United Stand on a promise that it would always be real fan opinion, saying it how it is, not saying it for likes, just actually engaging with football fans and having our say and letting you have your say. So absolutely superb from everybody tonight. Pogba can do one in relation to that comment. If he's saying he's still my guy, angry mode, well, obviously he's staying at Atletico Madrid. But what is my loyalty to Griezmann other than the fact that I wanted him to sign for Manchester United? You don't snub. That in itself is small club mentality. Snubbers, but we still like you. That's what Liverpool and Arsenal will do. Snubbers, we forget you. That's Manchester United's mentality. I love Pogba. I think he'll be one of the best midfielders. But Pogba could leave us in 3 years and go and play for Real Madrid. We're all going to love him then. This is what I mean. Players come and go, but the club, the badge, the fans remain. And that's the loyalty. Stick together as fans. If he's turned his back on us, forget it. And you know what? If you've been watching the United Stand for any length of time, you'll know I liked Griezmann way before I even thought we were going to sign him. But I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted by that. And none of us wanted it to be true. But we carry on. We carry on, and he won't be part of it, and we will. And we will go places. Remember to drop a like on the video, and also I must reiterate, if you are new to the United Stand, make sure you join the United Stand community. Click that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, and we are live every night at 8:30 and 7 a.m. every morning with a transfer show. It's about to get interesting, folks. I sort of had a plan. After that Europa League win, I thought Champions League, anything. We've been let down by the looks of it. We now regroup and go again. Mourinho's going to have to cut short his holiday. He's going to have to give Woodward a big kick up the arse because a deal that we've been working on for a long time has been pulled from underneath our feet. And we're going to have to produce something now. Everything rests on this summer. This summer just got very interesting. Mess it up and goodbye Premier League hopes, goodbye Champions League hopes. We need to pull something out of the bag now. It cannot just be Lukaku up front as a number 9. I don't want Lukaku. If we sign him and Mourinho wants him, I'll back him. But Lukaku's not going to take us from 6th place to title winners. No, we need much better than that. We need a number 10, and we need a number 9 of top quality. That the club is crying out for it. We know. We watched last season. Rooney wasn't good enough. Mata and Mkhitaryan weren't good enough at number 10, and Zlatan is injured. And even if he comes back, he hasn't got the legs. We need a number 9 and we need a number 10. That is the challenge to Manchester United, to Mourinho, to Ed Woodward. And we await. We await. There is 2 months. We must be patient. There is 2 months. But we need it. And you can't hide behind Perisic and Fabinho and Michael Keane and Lindelof. We need a 9. We need a number 10. And they must be of quality. The job is yours. Over to you, Manchester United. Thanks everybody for watching. Fantastic show. I told you to fasten your seatbelts. Look, if you disagree with what we've said, you've just got what the United Stand's all about, because it's all about opinion. Get commenting, interact, have your chats. This is what it's about. No one's ever going to agree together. But I stand by everything I've said. This is the United Stand. It is your channel. I've loved the fact that people have called in. I might do a bonus one tomorrow night because I know I've not got as many as I normally do get on. Get involved. Thanks for watching. And we might be back live later. I'll have a look at the other news.